Let's take a look at today's headlines from Houston. I'm Shunmin Chow. A man stabbed while confronting employees about deplorable conditions at a Houston mortuary is speaking out for the first time. His cell phone video showing bodies inside Richardson Mortuary sparked the investigation, which ultimately shut the business down. Maria Aguilera has the exclusive interview.
A search for peace that uncovered troubling findings.
It's not enough. We want justice.
A daughter checking on her mother's body at Richardson Mortuary made a shocking discovery. Tamara Magruder Crooks and her brother, Devon Magruder, say they found bodies left out in disturbing conditions. Devon started recording video. Then, an employee allegedly stabbed him inside the mortuary. That employee now faces a felony charge.
My main artery was hit in my intestines.
He underwent 8 hours of surgery and is still recovering, forced to miss his own mother's funeral the very next day.
That's one of the most hurtful parts about it.
We just starting the process of grieving.
It's been more than 2 months, and they now feel one step closer to getting the justice they've been seeking. Their attorneys filed this lawsuit against Richardson Mortuary and the owners.
We have the abuse of their mom and of other folks at this funeral home. Abuse of a corpse is what it's called. And then we have what happened to Devon, where he almost lost his life. You know, in a lot of ways protecting his sister, who was trying to expose what was going on.
Tamara and Devon's discovery set off a chain of events exposing more than just grief, leading to the state investigating and shutting down the mortuary over alleged fraudulent, unprofessional, or deceptive conduct.
How are you feeling now?
I'm so angry, you know, that we have to go through that and all the other families.
They tell me this was never their intention. They just wanted to bury their mom with dignity. But they're glad they were able to shed a light on the issues they saw.
The world is kind of small around you, so I was hoping that they would catch it so they can come check on their loved ones.
Still left with many questions. Their attorneys tell me they're hoping to get answers for.
The lawsuit allows a process for us to get more information.
Despite everything these two have been through, they're finding strength in their support system.
I'm relieved to have the help that I have and the love that I have from the ones around me.
We reached out to the attorney for Mr. Richardson, the owner of the mortuary, the lawyer saying that he will comment after reviewing the lawsuit. A grandmother is outraged after it took more than a year for authorities to charge her daughter and son-in-law with murdering their 4-month-old daughter. According to court documents, Destiny Campos and Jeremy Fancher would put the baby in a dresser drawer to stop her from crying or when they wanted, quote, personal time together. This happened in a motel room where they lived. Investigators say that the baby suffocated. It is not clear why it took more than a year to bring murder charges against the parents, but Lisa Farrell says that the system failed her grandbaby.
I just want the baby to get her justice. You know what I'm saying? They were both wrong. They both did that baby dirty. They both should be in jail. That's just bottom line.
Farrell also told us she actually dated Fancher first until he started dating her daughter. We also learned her daughter is now 7 months pregnant. Fancher was arrested near San Angelo and is awaiting extradition back to Harris County. House of Representatives has overwhelmingly set aside an effort to impeach President Trump. Leading the impeachment charge is a lone Houston representative. Representative Al Green introduced the resolution on the sole charge of abuse of power after Trump launched military strikes in Iran without congressional approval. Most Democrats joined Republicans to table this measure that vote 344 to 79. Now to a major milestone in flood protection for Northeast Harris County. Phase 2 of the Lauder Detention Basin near Aldine now complete. The expansion adds room for another 200 million gallons of storm water to divert it from homes. Just one of the many projects in Houston aimed at improving flood defense. Meteorologist Kim Castro takes a closer look at what else is being done to keep residents safe when storms hit.
Houston, it's called Bayou City for a reason. Today, I'm along Brays Bayou. Absolutely beautiful to look at, but its size and strength, that's what's really impressive, especially when you're talking about Houston and hurricane season.
And then we ended up with 4 major stormwater detention basins that combined hold about 3.5 billion, with a B, gallons of water.
Greens, Halls, Hunting, Sims, White Oak, Buffalo, and Braze. More than $5 billion have gone into strengthening this backbone of our flood and drainage system since Hurricane Harvey in 2017. Scott Elmer with the Harris County Flood Control District says with this money, 220 projects have been completed and 200 more are ongoing.
How well do you think we are going to be protected?
The Braze Bayou specifically, about 15,000 structures upon completion of the project are protected from the 100-year storm event, which is a major improvement. We're getting to where we need to be.
Hydrologist Matthew Berg works with Bayou Land Conservancy, and he says it is part of the solution to handling Houston's regular flooding.
I would argue that bayous shouldn't be carrying all of our load. They're just kind of the easy button that we've hit time and time again.
What sort of projects should Houston be looking at? Is it retention ponds that we're talking about? What's the most effective way to create more water retention options outside of just ushering in the water to the bayous?
I think it's all of the scales, from a rain barrel next to your roof to leaving broad green spaces along creeks and bayous that do tend to be where water goes in a neighborhood, but then also bigger green spaces outside, upstream particularly.
Green spaces that are both easy on the eyes and much easier on water absorption.
You know, from here to here, concrete versus grass, what's the difference?
Well, if you're looking at concrete, for almost all concrete, it's zero. If you dump water and sand, all of it's going to go away. And I think these places along the bayous themselves can help, but the real value is actually up in the landscape. Because there you have big, broad areas where you can slow down and basically store water for an extended period of time.
Harris County Flood Control says those kinds of plans are in the works, and so is something new, directing water not just away from, but underneath us.
What we do is we look at all the tools in the toolbox. With a deep underground stormwater tunnel, we can move water without having the surface impact, without possibly making all the bridge adjustments, without buying out homes.
The more tools, the better, because water and Houston go hand in hand.
I mean, it comes in all forms, right? We get downpours, we get flooding, we get hurricanes. Why is this something that all Houstonians should take a very vested interest in?
You have a much higher risk in a 30-year mortgage of being flooded than you do of a house fire on that. It is the #1 risk that we deal with in Harris County.
It really is a beautiful place to live, so long as you stay mindful, know your neighborhood, know your flood risk, and know the forecast. Getting you ready for hurricane season, I'm meteorologist Kim Castro, KHOU 11 News.
Excellent advice. And that is a wrap of your Houston headlines. I'm Shernmin Chow.